This person works for the Department of Homeland Security. Have you fired her?
That was one of 4 answers.
Have you fired her?
One.
Have you fired her? Don't come to this hearing room when Israel has been invaded and Jewish students are barricaded in libraries in this country and cannot be escorted out because they are threatened for their lives. You have employees who are celebrating genocide, and you are saying it's despicable for me to ask the question? People who work at DHS? This is an asylum and immigration officer who is posting these, frankly, pro-genocidal slogans and images on the day that Israelis are being slaughtered in their beds. So my question to you is, should students who are here on a visa, who gather and chant that slogan and actively advocate for the elimination of Israel and attacks on Jewish individuals, whether in the Middle East or here in the United States, as we're seeing on college campuses, should those students have their visas revoked?
What's up, fellow patriots? Welcome back to Freedom Voice, where we speak the truth without fear. If you're sick and tired of what's going on at our southern border and the lies the mainstream media keeps pushing, smash that like button and subscribe. We've got a lot to talk about today. All right, folks, let me break this down for you. What we just witnessed in that Senate hearing was yet another example of the Biden administration's complete refusal to deal with reality. Senator Josh Hawley, one of the few people in D.C. actually standing up for truth, pressed Secretary Mayorkas on something that should be common sense. When foreign students here on visas chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," they are not calling for peace, they are calling for the eradication of Israel. Everyone knows it. It's been the rallying cry for Hamas and other terror groups for decades. And Senator Hawley simply asked, should these individuals who openly advocate for the destruction of a U.S. ally be allowed to stay in this country? Yes or no? Simple question. But what does Mayorkas do? He dodges. He hides behind legal interpretation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Mayorkas, let me start with you. You're familiar with the chant, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." You familiar with that?
I am.
Do you know what it means?
I do.
Can you explain it to us?
Senator, that is a chant that speaks of Palestinian desire for its homeland and a very expansive definition of its homeland at the expense of the independence of Israel.
Well, indeed. I mean, it calls for the elimination of Israel, does it not?
It does.
So my question to you is, should students who are here on a visa, who gather and chant that slogan and actively advocate for the elimination of Israel and attacks on Jewish individuals, whether in the Middle East or here in the United States, as we're seeing on college campuses, should those students have their visas revoked?
Senator, I believe you are referencing a provision in the Immigration and Nationality Act about which you have written to me, and I am very familiar with your assertion that that statutory provision requires the revocation of their visa.
But should they have their visas revoked? I'm asking you.
We are assessing your legal assertion. It is a matter of legal interpretation of the statute.
Well, just as a moral matter, I mean, should students who are here, foreigners who are here in this country, accessing our university system and advocating for the killing of Jews, should they be allowed to stay here at our leisure?
Senator, it is a matter of law, and it requires a legal interpretation, and I am not in a position to provide that legal interpretation. And let me add something.
Wait. My time is very limited. I have to say I think your answer is disappointing, but let me ask you something else. Let me ask you about people who say other things. What about people who say things like, on October the 7th, F Israel, I'm cleaning up the language here, F Israel, the government and its military, are you ready for your downfall? People who say things like F Israel and any Jew who supports Israel. May your conscience haunt your dreams until your last breath. Palestine will be free one day. F apartheid Israel and is any Israeli. This is pretty extreme rhetoric, don't you think?
Senator, I do, and I think there is a distinction between espousing or endorsing terrorist ideology and speech that is odious, that does not rise to that level.
Fair enough. This person works for you. This is Josh Hawley, an employee of the Department of Homeland Security, who posted these comments on October the 7th. That's not all she posted. She also posted this graphic. Now, this is a fake graphic, I want to be clear, but I think we understand it. This is a paraglider, a Hamas paraglider, depicted here with a machine gun flying into Israel. She posted it under her online alias with the celebratory Free Palestine. Mr. Secretary, what's going on here? Is this typical of people who work at DHS? This is an asylum and immigration officer who is posting these, frankly, pro-genocidal slogans and images on the day that Israelis are being slaughtered in their beds. What have you done about this?
4 things I'd like to say to you. Number one, your question to suggest that that is emblematic of the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security is despicable.
I'm sorry, what have you done? This person works for the Department of Homeland Security. Have you fired her?
That was one of 4 answers.
Have you fired her?
One.
Have you fired her? Don't come to this hearing room when Israel has been invaded and Jewish students are barricaded in libraries in this country and cannot be escorted out because they are threatened for their lives. You have employees who are celebrating genocide, and you are saying it's despicable for me to ask the question? Has she been fired?
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Secretary.
After the consumption of Senator Hawley's time, I'd like to speak.
Has she been fired?
Because I will
We
not
would like
be,
an answer. Would you?
because I will not be given the opportunity.
Has she been fired?
So that individual has been placed on administrative leave.
So she's not been fired.
Number two.
Why has she not been fired?
Number two, the individual was hired in 2019.
Why has she not been
Number
fired?
3, I cannot speak to an ongoing personnel matter.
Why has this person not been fired? Your answer is you can't speak to it? This isn't sufficient to fire her?
I am not in a position to speak to an ongoing personnel matter.
This isn't sufficient to fire her? That's what you're telling me?
That is not what I'm saying.
But she's still on your payroll as we sit here today.
That is not what I'm saying.
She's still on your payroll as we sit here today.
Senator,
How many cases? She was an asylum and immigration officer. How many cases did she adjudicate?
Senator, I'm not in a position to speak about an ongoing personnel.
I'm not asking about that. I'm asking you how many cases she adjudicated.
My answer remains.
Did she adjudicate any cases involving Israelis seeking asylum in this country?
Same answer.
Well, let me just point you to what else she posted on social media, where she drew attention to the fact that she is an immigration and asylum officer. Hashtag immigrants, hashtag asylum seekers, hashtag Palestine, hashtag refugees welcome. This is on her LinkedIn post where she has her professional affiliation posted. So I think the American people deserve to know, has she admitted, contrary to law, individuals who should not be in this country or denied Jewish refugees whose genocide she's advocating asylum that they deserve?
Same answer.
You're not gonna tell us what this person's done? Are you conducting a review of her cases at least?
Senator, as I have said over and over again, I cannot speak to an ongoing
You said that you will
personnel
not. I
matter.
can't believe that you would come to this committee knowing this. You know about this. I've written to you about it. You know all about it. And you come here unwilling to answer and suggest that it is wrong of me to ask you the question. Quite frankly, Mr. Secretary, I think that your performance is despicable. And I think the fact that you are not willing to provide answers to this committee is absolutely atrocious.
Folks, that's bureaucrat talk for, I don't want to answer because it'll upset the radical base of my party. And then it gets worse. Hawley brings up a DHS employee, Josh Hawley, who has posted straight-up pro-Hamas propaganda online, sharing images glorifying terrorism. Let me say that again. Someone inside the Department of Homeland Security, the very department responsible for protecting our country from threats, is openly siding with Hamas. In Mayorkas' defense, she's on administrative leave. That's it. He won't fire her. He won't hold her accountable. He hides behind personnel policy while Americans are left wondering who's making decisions about asylum seekers and refugees inside DHS. This is insane. We're living in a time where hardworking Americans get fired for posting conservative opinions online, but a DHS employee can spread terrorist propaganda and still keep their job. That's not just hypocrisy, that's dangerous. And Hawley called it exactly like it is. Despicable, because it is despicable. When you can't even fire people inside your own department who openly support terrorist organizations, how can anyone trust you to protect the homeland? Spoiler, we can't. Here's my take as a proud patriot. Mayorkas has failed time and time again. From the border crisis to allowing radical sympathizers inside his department, he's proven unfit for the job. And the Biden administration enables it every step of the way. Folks, this isn't just about politics. This is about national security, about standing with Israel, and about standing against terrorism, period. And let me tell you, I'm glad Senator Hawley is holding these people's feet to the fire. Because if he doesn't, who will? Certainly not Mayorkas. Certainly not Biden. It's up to us to call this out for what it is: weakness, corruption, and betrayal of the American people. If you're as tired of this nonsense as I am, share this video, drop a comment below, and let's keep the pressure on. We cannot afford leaders who turn a blind eye to radicalism inside our own government. America deserves better. God bless Senator Hawley, God bless Israel, and God bless the United States of America.